What's going on, guys? So I have another individual review for you. This is one that I've wanted to review for some time, and for one reason or another, I can't specifically pinpoint why. Never got around to it. I got it last winter. It was an instant love at first sniff for me. I've mentioned it many times in different topics, and today I want to talk to you about my scent of the day, which was Azzaro Pour Homme Intense, one that I think does not get enough love. This is underappreciated for what it is. I think it's the best in the line. I want to talk to you about it. Stay tuned. So the most simplistic way to explain this one, give myself a good spray on the hand. For example, I got in the car this morning, George said, "You smell like cinnamon." Yes, I did smell like cinnamon. It's very cinnamon heavy. If you're not a fan of cinnamon bombs, yes, cinnamon bombs, it's full of it, you won't like this. If you do like cinnamon in a fragrance, I love cinnamon in a fragrance. This is one of the better designer cinnamon-based fragrances, cinnamon-heavy fragrances I've ever smelled. It still maintains a lot of the original Azzaro Pour Homme's DNA, that nice aromatic and spicy barbershop feel. Even though there's no real aromatic tone notes to this note breakdown from what I see. This liqueur note, some places say brandy, I believe. Parfumo, it says liqueur. It does have this sweet, boozy smell to it. Brandy might actually be what it is. So you do get quite a bit of that. It's got this old school 80s Powerhouse aromatic meets modern boozy spicy type of feel. That's kind of like the combining of two eras is a good way to describe this one, in my opinion. It can be found for a really good price in the $40 range still. It used to be in the mid to low 30s. Now it's kind of in the mid to low 40s, which I still think is great. It's well below retail. It's still a cheapie at that price point. At least I consider cheapies $50 and below. This stuff's really, really good. Simplistic, pretty linear. What you get from the start, pretty much what you're getting at the end. It stays aromatic. You're always going to smell the cinnamon. It does tone down. It's not too spicy after a little while, but it's pretty spicy up front. Warm, spicy, boozy, and a little sweet. There's tonka bean here that kind of rounds it off, gives it a little bit of a creamy tone as it gets deeper into the dry down. It's pretty straightforward. There's no complicated nuances to peel back here. It's that simple. It smells really good. It doesn't smell cheap and synthetic to me. And as far as the scent alone, and I have a bunch of Azzaro Pour Homme flankers. I don't have even close to all of them, but I have like 2 handfuls of them. This is definitely the best smelling one. Now, in terms of performance, it shines. This is an 8 to 10 hour fragrance and longevity on my skin. I never have any performance issues. Today it was nice and crispy, cold, rainy type of day, bordering becoming a snowy day. Cut through the cold, nice and piercing. I could smell myself, random whiffs for a long time. I would say all the way to like 7 to 8 hours. I was still getting light whiffs of the fragrance when I would make certain movements and turns. I was on my feet moving around a lot today. And I mean, longevity's no issue. Sillage is on the moderate to mild side. It's not real faint. Like I said, even long into its lifespan, I was still getting nice light whiffs of it. And then projection is on the heavy side early on. I would say in the first hour to hour and a half, it's definitely beyond arm's reach. I would consider it in the moderate to heavy range. It's a pretty loud fragrance up top, even going into the 2 hour mark. So an hour to 2 hours, pretty heavy overall. Then it settles down into a more moderate to mild sillage. It'll really calm down. It'll settle in nicely to where it's a nice wearing experience throughout the remainder of your day. It's just a lovely scent profile. It's great performance that's not overwhelming. I mean, it can be at first. It can be a little much, especially if people are, kind of sensitive to, heavy cinnamon, makes them sneeze or something like that. I can see that being a little bit of an issue for you, but that's trial and error. You won't know until you get out there and wear it in the world in front of people, but performance, I think, matches the scent profile perfectly. We're kind of blazing through this review, guys, because my final thoughts on this one is pretty much what I said in the intro. I think this is very underappreciated, underutilized. I don't see a lot of posts about it. I rave about it this time of year since I got it because it's an awesome winter scent. It's the best cold weather version of this DNA, in my personal opinion, and it doesn't veer far off the path of the original's DNA. This is a true intense flanker. It maintains the essence of what the original was about while intensifying it, making it stronger, adding a few things to kind of twist and tweak it a little bit, kind of bring it more into the modern decades versus, several decades ago in the 80s. When the original was very, very popular in the 80s. I forgot what year it was. I want to say it was in the 70s. Maybe it came out 80s. I don't remember exactly. But for this one, I think it's a great fragrance. I think it's every bit of an 8 out of 10. This is good stuff. This is really, really good stuff. One that you'll probably see in my cheap winter list moving forward for several years until I either run out or get tired of it. I don't foresee myself getting tired of it anytime soon. It's great for dressier occasions. It works just as well casually, but I think it's a little bit more of a serious side to this one. And I think it dresses up a little bit better. Not the best young man's fragrance, but definitely guys 30 plus, I think will really appreciate this one. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Azzaro Pour Homme Intense, my favorite version of Azzaro Pour Homme. Just a stunning, stunning fragrance, guys. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried it? What do you think about it? Does it underwhelm you? Do you disagree with me if you've tried it before? That's totally fine. It's, you know, everybody has different taste, and for me, this one is the kind of stuff I gravitate towards in icy cold weather. This stuff is great. Nice and warming, boozy, not too sweet, very spicy. I like very spicy in the cold. And this one just does the trick for me. And I will say, until next time, if you get your hands on this, you can give it a spray now. Pretty confident you thank me later. Have a good one, guys.